You missed some of the details. Don't worry, we will show it again before the end of the programme. Now, for Chris Eubank, James DeGale's arrival in the Mick Hennessy stable has certainly added a new dimension. The two already have exchanged, what can we say, less than complimentary tweets. That's for sure. And there's already speculation that Eubank will eventually demand a super middleweight showdown. For now, though, he's happy to keep on learning and improving. A record which is impressive, 6 out of 6. Could he make it 7 out of 7? Against the Latvian Ruslans Pojonisevs. Let's see it from the start.
First round.
Chris Eubank Jr. gets underway with his 7th professional fight. And it's becoming increasingly familiar now, that crouching stance, those fast hands. And everyone who's sparred with him or fought him talks about his speed. Not so much the power, but the speed. And he is, no question, an exciting prospect. For all the hullabaloo around him, he's a very exciting prospect, Richie.
Yeah, he is indeed, and that speed that we've spoken about, that should also produce the power. And I like his start here. He seems very, very confident. The way he stood and stared at his opponent, I'll tell you what, I was frightened myself there, to be quite honest. But a good start from Chris Eubank Jr. Fast with that jab, and again boxing at distance, so he's boxing nice and sensibly here in this first round.
Yeah, that Eubank Jr. stare was right in our eye line, and I tell you, if Richie hadn't been here to protect me, I'd have been out of the arena. Slow start, but a very deliberate one. In previous fights, he's looked a little bit open, Chris Eubank Jr. And he wants to start improving, make fewer mistakes. It's what you're allowed to do at the start of your pro career. And start to look like the real deal. He has got a tough fella in front of him here in the shape of 29-year-old Ruslans Pojonisevs. Lost 22 of his 36 fights, but he's been in with some good operators and stood his ground. Learning opponent again for Chris Eubank here. Looking for the big right hand, but noticeably not looking for as many big shots as he has done in previous fights, as Pojonisevs threw an overhand right there, just to show that he's a danger here.
Yeah, well, that's probably the only chance that Pojonisevs has got here, Dave, is to land that right hand over the top. Chris Eubank Jr. has got a couple of little faults here and there, and that low left hand, he invites the right hand over the top, and mainly because he moves to his left a lot as well, so he's actually encouraging his opponent to throw the right hand over the top. And so he's just got to watch himself here. There it is again, look, not too far away. But I do like the variation from Eubank Jr., especially that right uppercut on the inside as well. I think he shows good variation. And again, it's another one of those learning contests against a tough opponent.
Does look effective behind that jab. Chris Eubank Jr. again, the posturing, which when he moves up levels will just worry you a little bit, but he looks in control of what he's doing. Almost a cautious opening round there from Eubank Jr.
Enough. You want to go to the other side?
Yeah, not a bad start here from Eubank Jr. Just working on the inside. There's that right uppercut I spoke about earlier. That was probably his best shot in that round. That was a super punch. Here is again another angle. Yeah, lovely sharp shot on the inside.
You'll find you'll get round the sides of him soon. All right, mate? Just take your time. Hey, mate? Plenty of time. Just box his out of the boxing, nice and cool. Alright, mate? That's all you got to do. Nice and cool.
Corners 10 seconds. Go, Chris! 6 out, round 2.
So round 2 of a scheduled 8 here between a prowling Chris Eubank Jr. in the yellow and red shorts. Be the first time he's gone 8 rounds, if it does last the distance, against this tough Latvian, Ruslans Pojonisevs. Looking to throw those little chopping hooks, the man from Latvia. And one thing that's so interesting about seeing the two of them is the difference in range of movement, if you like. Pojonisevs on his toes and trying to apply pressure, and Eubank so still and so confident in his reflexes.
Yeah, and what Pojonisevs has got to do here, Dave, he's got to start throwing maybe a fefew more jabs to the body. That's just going to bring the guard down a little bit from Eubank Jr. and then whip the right hand over the top. That's probably the only chance he's got of landing a good punch on Eubank Jr. But this is good stuff from Eubank Jr. here, working extremely well now, and he's starting to put punches together in bunches at the start of this round. So again, booming in confidence.
Well, he felt that he proved last time against Tadeusz Yonkers, so he stopped in 3. 1 round fewer than George Groves took to stop that opponent, that he proved that he had power. He'll want to prove it again here tonight, and it's not all one-way traffic here for Eubank.
Oh, that was a super shot there from Eubank. That really was. That left uppercut. And we've got another gum shield coming out here. But yeah, a good shot there from Eubank Jr., especially that left uppercut on the inside there. That's a punch you rarely see thrown by a lot of boxers, the left uppercut, the lead uppercut. And it was thrown there with good precision. And probably, for me, the best punch of this contest so far.
That is a theme of tonight's performance so far. He's not wasting any work, is he, Eubank Jr.? Very, very selective with the punches that he throws. Combination there from Eubank Jr. Very, very fast hands, and he looks very good behind that jab. Just upping the work rate a little in this second round, Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah, not a lot getting through there from Eubank Jr. So what he's got to do here now, Dave, is maybe switch downstairs. Pojonisevs has got his hands very high. He's blocking a lot of the shots, so whip some punches downstairs, maybe just vary it a little bit. But he looks so much bigger than his opponent, looks much more dominant, in good condition, Eubank Jr.
Yeah, he certainly looks like a fighter who, as he gets older, can move up a weight. Very big at the weight. 1 or 2 in the crowd getting a little frustrated by this so far, but I think it's a gradual breaking down of an opponent here by Chris Eubank Jr. Those are heavy shots, and even though they're not landing fully, they'll still be taking something out of the Latvian.
Tough. Still tough.
So in that second round, more combinations went in from Eubank Jr. That was a lovely left hook to the body, then followed with another right. Hurtful punches. Here's that left uppercut. That is a cracking punch. It really is. Well timed. Different angle. There it is there. Lovely shot by the youngster.
Okay, mate. Working down, getting on now. Drink. Okay, mate. All right.
Corners 10 seconds.
All right, son. Okay. Do your job.
Says out round 3.
Let's go, Kenji. Let's go.
Chris Eubank Jr. there, round 3 of his latest test against Ruslan Pojonisevs of Latvia. And Eubank Jr. certainly dominating, certainly looking good, but hasn't dealt with this fella yet.
I think what he should try now, Dave, also is there's a lot of single shots coming in here from Eubank Jr., so he's got to start doubling up a little bit more, putting more combinations together, and maybe after the jab, whipping the right downstairs and finishing on a left up to the head. 3-punch combination. That might work. He's got to start put them in 2s and 3s. That's a little bit better.
Took a right hand there as he came forward, Eubank Jr. Now he has his man against the ropes. And just step back and let him move out to the centre of the ring again.
If he could force a stoppage here, this would be a decent win, because Pojonisevs, he has got a good chin. He's lost his last 7, but they've all been on point, so it's difficult to stop this guy. And that's the target now for Chris Eubank Jr. to actually stop this opponent.
Good shots to the body there, although referee wants him to keep them up. Interesting silence from the crowd to match Eubank Jr.'s stillness in the ring at times here. He might be one of those fighters as he gets older who's hard to love, but always enjoyable to watch.
No, I think if he keeps winning and dominates contests the way he is doing, the crowd will certainly start warming to him. Obviously it's going to get a lot harder and he's on a learning curve, but a boxer can only beat who's put in front of him, and he's doing okay up to this stage now.
And there's no question that he has been matched pretty tough early on in his career, Chris Eubank Jr. Likes of Jason Ball and Paul Allison, Harry Matthews, and someone you know well, Terry Carruthers, who gave him a real tear up.
Yeah, give him his hardest contest. I would just like to see Eubank Jr. now just go through the gears a little bit more and start up in the work rate, really test this fella. Pojonisevs seems to be taking these single shots and the pace. This is better. See, once he ups the pace, Eubank Jr., then this is going to really test Pojonisevs now. This is better.
Pojonisevs throwing back there, but this is great pressure here from Eubank Jr. He doesn't just want to win, but needs to impress as well. Well, let's hear now from the original Chris Eubank Seniors with Joe Tidy.
Chris, what do you make of that so far?
Well, unfortunately, for the amount of fights he's had, he has to have these types of opponents. And really, what the public don't know is that if he fights much better opponents, his abilities will show clearer, and he'll be cleaner, and he'll be more impressive.
And of course, this comes off a big win, doesn't it, in Denmark? Do you think that's added to the confidence?
Yes, you know, but he has the ability at this time to beat most people in the country, if not all of them. And then sadly, it's the fact that he's so advanced why he can't actually be fighting those people as yet. But he wants to be let off of his leash, and so let's see whether the promoter will help do that.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Fairly strong words there from Chris Eubank Sr. in his own way. Watching his son here, Chris Eubank Jr. against Ruslan Pojonisevs. He wants him to be let off the leash and face stronger opponents to show just how good he is, Richie.
Yeah, okay, but what is this? His 7th contest, isn't it? So he really is a baby in terms of the number of bouts he's had. Now he's really opening up, now he's really going for it. This is better.
Great pressure at the start of this 4th. And Pojonisevs, who is durable, is in trouble here. Barrage of shots from Eubank Jr. The Latvian still throwing back, but missing wildly. Good shot to the body there from Eubank Jr. Little shuffle and looks a different fighter now. This is the frightening potential of Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh, I like the look of him. I think he's got a real menacing look about him in this round. Just went through the gears there. Lovely sustained attack by Eubank Jr. Got that mean streak. It's good to see in a young up-and-coming boxer.
Just seems to be fighting within himself and toying with a decent opponent here. Sense that he can turn on the style and turn on the tap at will, but he must be careful not to make a mistake.
That was a bad mistake there, what Pojonisevs made. He was trying to lead with the left hook and got caught with a shot by Eubank Jr. He should have just stepped it up a little bit there. He was hurt with that punch.
He's done well to recover here, the Latvian. I thought he might have been on his way out of there. It's almost as if he'd heard the words of his frustrated father at the start of this 4th round. Going in there and trying to finish it. And trying to prove that he belongs at several levels above this.
But unfortunately for him, I think because of it, he's that famous father, people will expect a lot of him and maybe push him into the deep end a little bit too quickly. I would prefer the more cautious approach, and a few more of these type of opponents, maybe a little bit better to test him, but he's only had, this is his 7th contest. He probably needs 12 or 13 contests before he moves up to probably British title level, to be quite honest. He's a young man, and he wants a long career. There's no rush.
A little bit of joy there from Pojonisevs at the end of the round, and a little smile and a wink as well. Pojonisevs trying to swing his way out of trouble, but he's on the end of that right hand, and a good left to the body there from Eubank Jr. So quick on his feet.
Oh, these left uppercuts on the inside are really getting through now.
Another left uppercut there from Eubank Jr. Really flashy work and extremely effective as well.
What impresses me about that type of work also, halfway through the combinations, he seems to have an instinct of just to take a backward step, just a little slight pause, maybe draw a shot from his opponent, just take a little break, and then he goes back in again. That impresses me. He's not just bullying a China shot with head on his opponent's chest. He's thinking about what he's doing, he's coming back out, and then he's going back in again. That's good.
Yeah, he always looks to see the picture. There's another left uppercut there from Eubank Jr. His opponent's certainly blowing, but then again, he's got every right to be. Keeping that guard high and just trying to last in this fight at the moment. Pojonisevs. He is fighting in bursts. Chris Eubank Jr. powerful at the start of the round, happy to consolidate in the middle and towards the end.
I think what he might try now, Dave, is less single shots and just concentrate on more combination work, because it's the combination when he goes through those gears like he's doing now, that's when his opponent seems to be under a lot more pressure and he's struggling a little bit. But the single shots Pojonisevs can cope with.
He's still mobile, Pojonisevs. Trying to move that head and not make himself a target. But Eubank Jr. has such speed.
Some of the bursts that Eubank Jr. is putting in here are very impressive indeed, backing his opponent up onto those ropes. A lot of single shots, but there, that left uppercut again gets through. Good shot indeed. Best one in that combination. And another little left uppercut again, just glances the target, and his opponent felt it, getting back onto those ropes.
Well, last month, this young man, Chris Eubank Jr., sent a tweet saying that he'd schooled James DeGale. Of course, James DeGale, the main attraction. And I think DeGale was too happy with it. Of course, we don't know the truth, but we do know that Eubank Jr. isn't necessarily winning friends and influencing people everywhere. but he is exciting. And at the end of the day, it's all talk, I suppose, and he has to do his performing in the ring. And he is thrilling to watch, and he starts this round really powerfully again. It's becoming a theme in this fight.
Yeah, he's in tremendous condition. His camp have done a very good job in preparing him again for this contest. Ronnie Davis, his trainer, who obviously trained Chris Eubank Senior also. And what was interesting for me in that corner during the break, I like to see a boxer who's not breathing through his mouth. That shows his fitness. His lips were closed, taking in the information in his stride. And that shows good fitness. He's not actually breathing through that mouth, just very calmly breathing through his nose. And that shows his good sign of fitness there.
Yeah, Ronnie Davis, of course, did a fantastic job with his father and is doing a brilliant job in the early stages of Eubank Jr.'s career as well. And Ronnie Davis thinks he could be better than his father.
Well, this is a dominant display by Chris Eubank Jr., but what I'd like to see now is the icing on the cake. I'd like to see a stoppage here. If he could put some shots together now, combinations, and really go through the gears, I think he could force this stoppage, and then that would be a very good performance indeed. That's what it needs now.
And that's what he's trying to do now, Eubank Jr. Again, Pojonisevs, very, very brave on the ropes there. But the nose is bloody now. Eubank Jr. has his range here as well. Still time in this 6th round.
Pojonisevs again, very, very strong. The way he's taken these shots. Tough, tough man. And certainly earned his money tonight.
Yeah. Left hook there from Pojonisevs. You just admire the bravery and the willingness to keep throwing. Just feels sometimes like he's 3 fighters in one. Chris Eubank Jr. so impressive. Well, let's have a listen to Ronnie Davis here.
I got him. Tough, isn't he? Good. Hey? Good. Keeping
up with his work and telling him that if he keeps doing the same thing, then it will come, and he's going to win on points anyway, Richie.
Step back, just a small step back, and bring him up. Bring your shots up.
Yeah, he's, I mean, Ronnie Davis very, very experienced. And I always like to see a nice calm corner. The action in the centre of the ring can be pretty hectic, so it's always good to get back to a corner that's nice and calm. You feel very confident in your corner.
It also reinforces the feeling that you're in control. And that's what Chris Eubank Jr. will be feeling here against Ruslan Pojonisevs of Latvia. And his reputation for being tough and managing to last out is certainly coming true here again tonight. Eubank Jr. would certainly have hoped to try and take him out early to answer those questions about his power. But he is finding it difficult, dominant and impressive though he's been. Great variety of punching there from Eubank Jr. Switching down to the body effortlessly under that right elbow.
You see, Dave, it's very difficult to actually knock an opponent out who's always moving backwards, because it's all about weight and coming onto a punch when you actually force that knockout. It takes a lot of power to knock an opponent out who's moving back, who's moving onto the ropes. The sting can be taken out of the punch, the power, as the opponent's moving away. So maybe when Pojonisevs does punch, that's when maybe Chris Eubank Jr. has got to start working more and looking maybe to draw him onto a shot. And that's when he might be able to force the knockout.
Yeah, when you're up against a defensive strategy, it can be hard to find that knockout blow. You might want to ask the England football team about that. Eubank Jr. is really dominant now. I would love to get this over, not early, so that's gone now, but to finish it inside the distance.
Yeah, we're moving into a stage of this contest now where Eubank Jr. may just get a little bit frustrated here. He's probably expecting to finish this guy off, and he wants to make sure he doesn't leave himself open, doesn't get too complacent. He's fully in control. He's got to keep going, but he will want to finish this guy off in style, as you say, inside the distance.
Well, he was stopped in two by Domenico Spada. Really good fighter, of course, and Eubank Jr. is not quite at that level yet. And good combination from Eubank Jr. And just upping the pace here. Seconds to go in round 7.
Good shot. Right uppercut there. Super punch.
What have you made of Chris Eubank Jr. so far then over these 7 rounds, and what you've seen of the rest of his career, Richie? Is he the prospect that people talk about, do you think?
I think he most certainly is. I think he's got a lot of speed. I think he's also got power. Tonight he's against an opponent who's moving backwards, so I think he's in good condition, and yeah, I'm quite excited with what I'm seeing here. I think something could be unfolding. This is only his 7th contest. I think he's boxing very well. I think he's got a lot of potential.
Because people will talk about the power again, won't they? That's something that they'll say, but you're not in that camp necessarily.
No, I'm not. I think he could improve here and there, power, but I don't think it's nothing to worry about, to be quite honest. Sometimes you're in against an opponent as hard as nails, tough journeyman, and you can't put him away. I mean, these things happen in boxing, but I think his power will improve as he gets more experienced.
He certainly shows glimpses of it, of the timing and speed. Again, Pojonisevs just backing up here. Eubank Jr. in complete control right from the start of this fight. Again, those uppercuts, he does like that shot, both right and left hand. A little stagger backwards there from Pojonisevs.
This is better from Eubank Jr. now. Sustained pressure, 3s and 4s. That's what I'd like to see more of. And you have to remember, sometimes these journeymen, their mentality is to get through a contest and not to be stopped. These type of guys like to box every week, so a stoppage, you'd be out for 28 days. So there's no way does this fella want to be stopped. And they cover up, they move backwards, they keep their elbows tucked in, the guard very high, and it's a difficult guard to penetrate.
Well, it's proving to be. Eubank Jr. just talking to his opponent a little bit.
I think if he could have done anything better tonight, Eubank Jr. maybe more combinations, because that's when his opponent seemed to be in real trouble, when he started to put those shots together and really backing his opponents up.
Again, good pressure from Eubank Jr.
But again, single shot, Steve, and he's handling them, Pojonisevs. Now 2s and 3s going in. This is better.
Final minute of the fight. This is what you wanted to see all the way through. Can he force the stoppage here late on? Little uppercut again there from Eubank Jr. A lot of these shots thudding off the gloves of his Latvian opponent, who is under serious pressure now. Once again, that little bit of showboating that not everyone watching will like.
glimpses of his father, maybe, because not everyone, Chris Eubank Senior was not everyone's cup of tea, was he? But he was a tremendous fighter.
Well, it hasn't been explosive, but it has been impressive again from Chris Eubank Jr. He's going to get the 7th win in his 7th professional bout. Tough, durable opponent, brave opponent, proved to be just that. But Eubank Jr. learning all the time, and the journey takes another step forward here.
Yeah, most certainly a learning curve and another learning contest for him. Tough opponent to actually nail with a good shot. Better combinations were coming through from Eubank several times in the contest that had his opponent in trouble, but a difficult man to nail down, and I think that's a good performance from this man, and I wouldn't be too displeased with it, to be quite honest.
Let's just wait now for the verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of international middleweight action, referee Jeff Hines has scored the contest 80-72. For your winner, still undefeated now in 7 professional contests from Brighton, the self-proclaimed simply the best, Chris Eubank Jr.
How long will it be before we
continental visitor from London,
see him truly
Ruslans,
tested as the
Pojonisevs.
arena gives its applause to a very, very brave opponent? But he's certainly moving on up, Richie Woodall.
Yeah, he is. That's his 7th fight, so now he probably needs 4 or 5 contests of similar stature, but maybe test him a little bit more, but still there's a long way to go, but it's early days yet.
So a good win there for Chris Eubank Jr. and a good win this evening here as well at Bluewater for Lenny Dawes, who won the EU Super Lightweight title with a deserved win over the Finn Ville Pashpanen. OK, we've got a minute to go. Richie, what about James DeGale then? How much potential did you see from him here this evening?
Yeah, I saw a lot of potential, but I saw a boxer showing clear signs of ring activity over the last year. I think he will improve much more in his next contest. Hopefully that'll be in December. But there was glimpses tonight, Mark, of just some sheer brilliance on the back foot, and people have to appreciate that back foot boxing. There were other parts of the contest that weren't so good. He stood on the ropes a little bit too much, and he switches off. Still mentally, he'll switch off in a round, allows his opponent in, and gets caught with probably too many shots on the ring, on the ropes. But from centre of the ring, he's always in command and in control, and he boxed beautifully in parts.
OK, thank you very much indeed, Richie. We really enjoyed it, didn't we? And as Richie says, there was some real brilliance there from James DeGale. Now, the next boxing on Channel 5, Tyson Fury in action on the 1st of December in Belfast. Here at Glow, it took some time, but James DeGale got over the line. Bye-bye.